for coming in.
All right, come on in.
Good morning, Joseph.
Well, good morning, Deacon Dennis. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. It's good. It's a beautiful morning, isn't it?
It is. We are coming to you live from the living room in Holy Rosary Rectory.
Yes, yes.
On Wednesday morning, July the 1st. Welcome to July, everybody.
Exactly. This morning I had to make a roundabout because the camera that we're using and the tripod that we're using is in the choir loft at Peter and Paul. Mm-hmm. And I needed to get that here. And I thought, well, I had some things that Sue gave me that Laura needed. So I went and I did a roundabout. I went to St. Anne.
You're visiting all of them, yeah?
Dropped off and Laura was not there, so I dropped off what she needed. It's on her desk chair, so you know Laura. And then I went to Peter and Paul to get the camera and the tripod. And I come here and I turn and look at my car is my office, Joel, and I look on my passenger side and I realized I did it again. My computer is not there, it's at my home. And because last night, now interestingly...
So you had to go back to Chilton?
No, I pray my son is going to bring it to here.
Oh, gosh.
But I took it out because last night, I'm not very tech savvy, but Lori, who's doing our website, she needed to, Lori Koenig, we're asking her to put on our home web page of all the parishes where you can click on that link so we can go live when Mass goes live on YouTube. You click on it, it takes you right there automatically. I didn't know how to figure out to give permission for her to access our account. Lori needed, so that she can go in there, get that embedded link, put it in there. And she needed to do that.
We might be putting people to sleep with this tech language.
Zach did it in 5 minutes. I spent a couple hours in. He has my computer. I got to get that darn computer now. So, anyways, yeah. Been chasing around a lot this morning.
Yeah, that sounds like a busy morning already. It's only 9 in the morning.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah. But it is a beautiful morning. Did you bring your motorcycle?
So I didn't. I was on it yesterday, and it's a perfect day to do it today. But I had to make some errands and stop and drop some things off. And I thought, I don't want to be going into my side bags, at every stop. And so I just brought the car today. It was just easier to do. Are you on the? Well, no, you're not on the bike.
No, I have. Yeah, I would have needed this equipment here. But I could tell you one more thing that I made in terms of everybody's friend, Fred.
Oh, yes.
Now, Fred he's...
we all know Fred.
Yeah, he certainly is creative and certainly... creative is probably a
Let's
good
just stop right there.
Yeah, enough said. So he and I were conversing the other day because I asked him about something in the building. And
he was reminding you how good looking he is.
Yeah, absolutely. And he took it all in. And then we got talking about... And I don't know how we got there, but we talked about racing, car racing, and he loves car racing. And he used to go to Chilton and to Plymouth. And I brought up the fact that my best friend, who died in a car accident, in a racing accident several years ago, Jim Poggle at WIR, and I described that to him. And then we talked about Plymouth, and I said, oh yeah, my godmother's husband used to race up in Chilton at Plymouth. He said, really? Yeah, and he thought Carl Kulo was my godmother's husband. And then he said, that's good to know. He said, so the next couple of episodes you might see a Deacon in Danger with something associated with the racing.
Right, at the Indy 500 or something.
Something. Fred is, so I'm a little bit nervous, but he always has that mind, those wheels turning.
He does. But we have promised the people some clips of this, and at some point we have to deliver.
Yeah, I suppose we should do that.
And so you better wear your flak suit or something, because you're going to be diving off of buildings.
Flak suit and probably a parachute just
if we must.
Yes.
We'll have a big, inflatable for you down there.
Okay.
So this last weekend we had 6 masses because we added an extra one for First Communion. So congratulations to those 18 First Communicants at Saints Peter and Paul who received this last weekend, which was wonderful. Wonderful service. But the 5 normal ones we had, if you remember last week, all you who watched, that I think the total we had between those 5 last week was 310, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you did. That's
right. And we could divide that up to about 62 per Mass. Well, amazingly enough, this week, almost the exact same number. And not counting the First Communion Mass, which had about 130, which was really nice. But the other 5 had about 310, so there's still room for you. Come pray with us on the weekends.
We miss you. We really would like to see you come back, so we pray together. We're one community, one family, and in prayer we connect closer to one another and to our Lord.
And we understand the reticence of some of you too. And so when you are ready, we are ready. Just know we, as Dennis said, we're praying for you right now. We continue to be family, even at a distance. If there's anything we can do, please let us know. And we will wait until you are ready, whether that's in a week, a month, or 6 months. Let's continue to pray for all those who are sick. Let's continue to pray that we move beyond this. But just know we've got room. Speaking of prayer, can I talk about the funerals we had this last week? We've had a lot lately. We had 3 last week, 4 this week. So last week, I think I mentioned Mel Pfister here at Holy Rosary was last Monday, so that was 9 days ago since we're on a Wednesday here, July 1st. And then we had Joyce Johnson on Friday at Peter and Paul, and Betty Casper on Saturday at Peter and Paul. Well, this week, now you had on Monday here at Holy Rosary.
Yes, we had Anna Marie Down. And her nephew presided at that liturgy, and I was here with
Father
him.
Bernie Sipple.
Yes.
Yesterday at Peter and Paul, we celebrated Ron Wordio's life, and with a funeral liturgy as well. Tomorrow, so Thursday, July 2nd, here at Holy Rosary, we'll be having Angie Draheim's funeral. Angie was over at Homestead here, a beautiful woman as well. And then on Saturday, we will be having Ruben Noah. Now, forgive me if I'm saying this wrong. Noworotsky, I believe is how you say it. Ruben, again, just a gentleman, and he was down at the Villa for the last few years. But we'll be having that funeral here as well. So please keep all those in prayer, their families. You know, again, as I mentioned last week, none to my knowledge have died of COVID, but just, you know, we've just had a lot lately, and we just want to lift them up to the mercy of God and lift their families up as they grieve those losses.
That's a lot of grief, a lot of pain, a lot of loss, and to raise them up, hold them up in prayer. There's nothing better than prayer, and prayer goes on for eternity. It never stops. So whatever you offer up is always held close to the heart of God, our Father and our brother and Lord. So I think we need to keep that in mind, be very mindful of that, the loss of one, definitely.
So we're going to do another walking tour for you in a moment, but Dennis, anything else you want to share before we take the people around?
Yeah, we always talk about, well, maybe not always, but we frequently talk about RCIA, which is Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults, better known as becoming Catholic. And I prefer that phrase more than RCIA. But we have 2 people who are coming into the faith, into the Catholic Church. And we're
supposed to have this last Easter Vigil. Well, we all know how that went.
Yeah, so Easter Vigil, they were coming in, but it didn't work out. We all know that. And one is a catechumen, which simply means who's unbaptized, who's unchurched. Her and Ellen Dupre and her daughter Olivia, who's going in or is in 2nd grade, though they will be baptized. Ellen will be brought into the faith, should be baptized, confirmed, receive Eucharist, and on July 25th, Saturday. and then Zach Lilla, who's from Nehosing here, he will be brought in. He's from a Protestant faith. He's coming into the church, and he'll be confirmed on that same liturgy on Saturday the 25th. And so I want you to think about that, hold them up in prayer. And it was a wonderful journey. Their sponsors are beautiful people. In fact, Caroline, Ellen Dupre's sponsor, Caroline, is also going to be this sponsor for Olivia too, for the baptismal sponsor. And so she really wants that. And so I think it's a wonderful journey that they're on, and I was blessed and privileged to be part of that.
Good people.
They really
well, and I was grateful for your leadership in that too. You had a good group around you.
Yes.
You know, with Mary Jo,
Nancy,
Randy, is that right?
Deacon Randy a little bit, and then we cannot forget about the one lady who started with us, and then she had to we had someone to help, and she had to back off to the family problems, and her name escapes me right now.
Melissa?
Pardon me?
Was that Melissa, or was that?
No, who helped teach the class.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, but it was a wonderful journey, and it's prayerful. I would ask you to hold this group of people up in prayer as well.
I mean, that's exciting. July 25th. We're hoping to hone in on that date and
yes,
and make it exciting when we baptize.
Joe and I and staff, but Joe and I are going to discuss how we baptize that. It might look different than we normally see a baptism.
Yeah.
And those are the things that we're going to discuss.
We're not just sticking our head over and pouring a little
Yes.
bit on it. We got to do more than that.
Yes. Celebrate the sacraments.
Get into Christ.
Yes. Exactly.
That's what baptism is.
Brought into the family, and so it's not just a little trinket of water and a little bit of oil.
No.
Let's
God is abundant.
Yes.
Let's celebrate the sacraments with abundance.
Overflowing.
We're going to do it though. So you want to know? Come by on Saturday the 25th, Peter and Paul.
Yeah, and you'll see a wonderful liturgy. I'm looking forward to that. I truly am.
I have to go get my keys. Why don't you get the camera ready to rock and roll? Is there anything else?
No, I think I think that's it, Joe.
And
you
then
get your
we'll
keys.
take them on a little tour.
Okay.
Show them what has happened here at Holy Rosary in the last months.
Yes, the last months, and you're gonna enjoy this. I think. I'm gonna unhook the camera from this base, and we're gonna go for a walk. Okay. Bear with us, folks.
I'll be right back up.
So we are leaving. We are going for a walk, as I said. I'm going. By the way, this is the parish rectory at Holy Rosary, and we are in here. And oftentimes, when I have funeral planning, I'll go right in here. But we're going to go out the front door here, and
Here I am.
the one and only Joseph.
Well,
We're going to say hi to Sue as well.
Well, that's right.
Say hi, Sue. She's at the desk, busy working.
Hi there.
So the first thing we will tell you about is just this area. We came outside of the rectory. And this area, often when we get rainstorms or in the winter when things melt and then refreeze, it's kind of a hazardous area. Some water will collect on the base of this sidewalk. And so we are going to be lifting that up here shortly. We'll, I don't know, I think we're going to do more than mud jacking. I think we're actually putting in new sidewalk here, so it'll be one level to take that hazard away and direct the water in different ways. So that'll be something that will be coming up here very soon from our buildings and grounds. And we'll walk up here. Bench that was put in, but that was put in about a year and a half ago for seating. But we will be redoing this area right here. And putting some concrete there. You'll notice that we had a bench and some gravel put in here by a little library. So again, something that people can bring their books if they want to have people take them and take whatever books are in there. Just a little loaning library.
Yep. just nice to have that,
Yeah.
and so people can, and if there's a place for them to sit, and
Yep.
if they want to just take a little bit of reflection, recollect a little bit, and or there's a beautiful background with that forest, that tree.
Or ponder, other scenes that beacon of danger can be.
That's possible, yes. I would worry about that, but as you see, we're going to be walking. It's a beautiful walk going up to the church.
Well, and I think Holy Rosary has just a beautiful campus, and again, congratulations, not thank you to like Barb and Wally Raymaker, who do so much work outside here to keep this up, but do such a beautiful job with the flowers and the trimming and making sure everything just is in its place.
For those watching outside of our 3 parishes, Holy Rosary is built in a cruciform shape, which simply means in a cross.
Yep.
And so there's 3 different sections, and we're going to see that right now. Oh, Joe's
And this is why we brought our keys. I'll get the lights in here too, Dennis.
okay. So Joe's going to you can get a good view right here. I'm going to pull back just a little bit. Oh, actually, pretty back. And Joe's going to get the lights for us so we see what's going on here. And you see the various windows are stunningly beautiful. And the sanctuary. We have the flags over here, a prayer space for the Bible. And you see the lights coming on. And this is Holy Rosary Parish in Holstein, Wisconsin. As I said, built in a cruciform shape.
So why don't we start, Dennis? Why don't you show them, if they've not been back to Mass, what this social distancing may look like. We just came through in the back. There's a table that has masks on it, that has a thermometer, has wipes and sanitizer. So again, we invite and encourage people to wear masks here so that everybody feels safe. We don't make anybody do that, but that's where you'd have your temperature taken there and in the north wing. And you can be seated wherever in this cruciform shape, anywhere, but we go every other pew so that we're socially distant from one another here.
If you see the pews right here, and this pew right here, and the opposite side it's open. So it goes every other pew like that. So you're going to be socially distant from each person around. Unless you're the family, more than one, then you certainly can sit as family.
Yep.
But so there's plenty of room here for you, no matter where you sit, and it can be any side of the cruciform shape.
In fact, Holy Rosary has the most room of any of our 3 linked parishes. Dennis, you're walking on some things here. You want to talk about these?
Yeah, I'm going to focus in a little bit on that, and you can see it says, these are some stickers, and this one happened to say Christ before me, and it says Holy Rosary Parish. And I go up to the next one, it's 6 feet away, Christ with me, and that is Holy Rosary Parish again, another 6 feet, Christ beside me. And so we have these stickers all the way up the aisle. You'll notice this on the floor, which are 6 feet apart, to allow for people, or remind people of the social distancing when they come up to receive communion from whomever is distributing here, whether it's a lay minister or it's a priest or a deacon. So it's, yes.
All those sayings, Christ before me, Christ within me, Christ beside me, Christ above me, Christ below me, Christ before, Christ behind. Those are all from St. Patrick's breastplate. A beautiful prayer. If you don't know it, look it up on Google. It's fantastic.
Now, the sanctuary of this church, I'm going to point out, it wasn't, can you tell, Joe, how long ago it was? It was very recent. Do you notice how beautifully it's painted?
It was back in the, I want to say November-ish. So, let's say 6-8 months ago that it was. And again, donation of a parishioner. And they came by here. And I don't think it had been painted since the church was built in the early 60s. And so it just kind of brings that whole sanctuary area to life.
It does, and I recall the back wall behind the altar was cleaned as well professionally.
Yep.
And so it really is beautiful when we think about this would be, what I'm pointing to now is a south part of south wing or cross arm, and so pews are similar to what we've done in the one wing, which would be in the west wing.
And Dennis, again, if you point at the back wall, what looks like teardrops, those are actually flames. And so it's meant to bring to mind the flames that were on top of the apostles at the coming of the Holy Spirit and the Pentecost. And so that's the idea, is that the Spirit brings flame, brings light, brings life to us as followers of Jesus Christ.
And that really lights up, and the whole sanctuary area with the ceiling, the new washed back wall, it's just really beautiful. And the amble.
We're walking out, and I'll get the lights later, but we're walking out now the north wing, so again, the other arm of the cross in this cruciform.
And I'm going to point from here, I'm going to go over, we just came in from the west wing, and now the opposite, right across from the altar that would be the south wing.
Yeah. So we gather around the altar together, realizing that the body of Christ is present on the altar in the Eucharist, but is also present in the ambo, which we gather around, but present with each other. And so we see each other here as well and realize we are the body. So it's a nice way to celebrate.
Now we're walking out here. It's a little bit dark because of the backlight here. And years ago, when the school was active, there was this door right here led to a tunnel that walked underneath this building into the school. We're not going to use it anymore.
No,
but
please no, because who knows what is down there.
yes, there might be the ghost of a little child chasing us around.
Let's hope not.
And this is a door walking into the gymnasium. I think everyone's going to enjoy seeing what was done here.
Wow, we've got things set up for the rummage sale.
And we got people walking around here working.
What's that?
No early sales.
No early sales. Well, you are live, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
Live from the living room.
And look, we've got Leslie. We've got Jim. Wally ducked in the back there.
He's look what they're doing here. It's
When does the rummage sale begin?
Next, Leslie, she's in charge. Friday and Saturday, the 10th and the 11th of July.
Friday.
look here, not over there.
Come for dinner, I'm cooking.
Saturday, everything's half price, or there's the $5 bag sale. It's all about the rock fry. Yeah, rock fry.
Joe and I were going to point out the new, cleaned up, painted, refurbished gymnasium, but amongst all of this, it might be hard to see, but this is important as well. I think it's a wonderful thing for our three parishes.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's one guy I want to point out to you. He's a troublemaker, and that would be Jim. He's always
picking on Dennis.
He's always picking on me, and he's fired up each time I talk to him, and so I keep my distance. Say good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Dennis.
But it's really, they've done a wonderful job. And here's the floor as best I can show you. The floor is just, at one time, Joe, I think there was a tile on here that was like an asbestos.
Well, there was an asbestos tile underneath, and then because they didn't want to bring that up, Jim, it was like a plastic interlocking tile we put on top of it, and then that began warping, and so in fact, Jim was one of the main people to do this, and a group of others brought it all up, sanded it all down, took the asbestos tile all out too, brought it down to the foundation, and then they had a company come in and build it up with this. And it's not only a basketball court, they've got volleyball court on here, pickleball courts on here, as well as locations for bags. If you want to have a tournament for bags here as well.
Cornhole toss.
What's that? Cornhole toss.
Cornhole toss.
And this is dating me, but I remember as a kid going to what was then Chilton Area Catholic School, or St. Mary's at that time, St. Mary's School in Chilton, and I tried to play basketball, and I say tried, but I remember playing in this gym as a child and against Holy Rosary team. So that was going back several years.
Dennis, you'll notice we have new curtains here on the stage, and then the stage itself was sanded down.
Mark Crow did that, right?
Yep.
I can only show you a portion of it, but he did a wonderful job on it.
Yep, and new backing, the fabric in the back as well was put on. We can't go in there right now, but if we were to go in, well, we were with the dishwasher.
Oh, the dishwasher. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in the north locker room, a new dishwasher put in there.
Yeah, this curtain is a doorway to go into the back locker room, and additionally go up in the stage area. But in the back corner they put a dishwasher in there for the fall festival and various other aspects that we've done with this. So this Jim, once again, just so you be forewarned, he's a rascal.
Dennis, why don't you focus over there? There used to be, Jim, some windows, but they were like the little glass block, and some of them were broken. They were the edging around wasn't quite as good. They were leaking, right? So those were sealed up, and both on the outside and inside. And then these were the old bleachers that used to be running along both sides, north and south side here of the gymnasium, and John Cleansing, along with Jim and some others, Rich Halfman, sanded them down, put new design on, again, faith, hope, and love, and some symbols of our faith there too, just to make this new. It was all painted in here as well.
So when they have the fall, they're going to do the fall festival, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, that'll be the third one. Let's see, I should know this. Third weekend in October, is that right?
Yep.
Third weekend?
The third weekend in October. It'll be carry out only.
Yep, it'll be carry out only this year. So please come on by. This is all going to be set up. The people only, they buy tickets ahead of time. We're going to start selling them 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Yep. So we know how much food to make. But it'll all be carry out. It's going to be, they'll have it set up beautifully. But come in here, boom, get your food, head on out.
From what I understand, the food is done very well. It's very tasty.
It's outstanding. It's homemade. Yep.
Do you help prepare the food, Jim?
No, yeah.
Oh, you're lucky.
Thankfully.
Get that on tape.
Thankfully.
That was a dangerous question.
But this is a beautiful thing, and I think it wasn't long ago, Jim, too, that you redid the kitchen a little bit too.
Yeah, the ceiling was all repainted and stuff like that.
So I'm going to show that.
New kitchen sinks, garbage disposal.
Don't show the bathrooms. You never know who's in there.
Yeah.
As you can see, as he said, the kitchen, the ceilings, and then the sinks in there, and the new refrigerator, freezers. It's really set up beautifully and the fall festival we'll get to see this. So it's done quite well in the gymnasium. So, what do you think, Joe?
Yeah, well, listen, we've kept them long enough. But
Yes.
Good things happening here at Holy Rosary, real good things. Reminder, Leslie, one last time, reminder, rummage sale the 10th and the 11th.
Say that again.
One last time for the video, the rummage sale is the 10th and the 11th.
10 and 11.
Doors open.
Friday from 8 until 4, and Saturday from 8 until 11.
Wally, when is the brat fry?
All day Friday.
All day Friday.
Until 3.
Barb?
All day till 3.
Barb, when are you dancing up on stage?
We're not allowed up there.
Not yet? Not yet?
Not scratch that floor.
So everybody wave goodbye and say, see ya.
Bye. See ya.
You too, Jim. I got to find you. There you are. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you.
Just stay